Hey, if you're a fan of Lady Gaga, you're in luck because today I'm going to break down and have a blind reaction to her latest single, Vanish Into You. All right, hold for the intro. Hey, what's going on? I'm Jeron Music, independent artist based in the New York City area. I'm a producer, singer-songwriter, musician, multi-instrumentalist, educator, content creator, all of the above. And here on this channel, I love to do all things music, from my originals to covers to blind reactions, breakdowns, and analysis. So if that's the sort of thing you're into, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. You'll be the first to know when I do content like this. All right, so Lady Gaga has released Vanish Into You. Recently on this channel, I did a blind reaction to her second single, 𝐑𝐄𝐒𝐓𝐈𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐒. It came out February 2025, and that video was very well received. I'll put a link up here on one of the cards or the link in the description. I encourage you to check it out. I thought it would be fun to do another blind reaction like I did for this song, Vanish Into You. Now, this one isn't an official music video like the last one. It's official audio, but it's synchronized to video. I think it's what they call a visualizer. But again, we're here to listen and react predominantly to what we're hearing. The visuals come second. All right, here we go. I love the piano. Ooh, I love this kind of funky disco-y beat already. I love the intro. It was very cool with those piano block chords ringing out. Blind reaction, haven't heard any of this, so maybe I'll do a second listen and give you some more notes. And again, I'm going to approach this from a standpoint of what I'm hearing musically, in terms of instrumentation, arrangement, melody, harmony, you know, the basic foundational things of music, but also what I do on this channel. One of the main motives of the channel is what kind of emotion it's evoking out of me, because that's important. We oftentimes don't stop as listeners of music to ask ourselves, why is this making me feel a certain way? Why are these lyrics doing this to me? Why is this melody or this instrument or this tempo making me feel a certain way? And I think that's very important. Yes, I love the whole musical theory side of it, and I do dive into that, and I love the musical language of it and speaking in those terms, and I'll try to pepper some of that in, but let's just see how we react to it and what it just does to us as humans, because that's the beauty of music. All right, let's keep going. Love that guitar. Ding, 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 ding. Very kind of funky, but it has a little 80s thing. I love 80s clean guitar. There's a little bit of dirt on it and saturation and effects and whatnot from a music production mixing standpoint, but I definitely love what I heard there. All right, let's keep going. Loved what they did with her vocals there, how she kind of did, she sang, again, listening to this for the first time, she sang whatever note she did and whatever lyric, but they panned her vocals and kind of stacked up a chord and a vocal harmony there. That was cool on the stereo field. And again, I hope you're listening on good headphones or a good monitor system. On a cell phone or a laptop, you're going to miss a lot of these things on the stereo field. There was a little sound effect there that sounded like a drum. Kind of came in from like under her vocal. Remember, when you're mixing and you're trying to create a stereo image, yes, you have your left and your right, but you have your front to back, right? Your depth, but you also have your height. So what I loved is that it felt like that effect kind of came from under her vocal. If her vocal is obviously dead center. Again, those little ear candy moments, that was really cool. I pick up on stuff like that because those are like little moments that happen in a song, and good production and good mixing and engineering will kind of, again, pepper those in. In your life, you'll be mine. Right there, I think the line was something in your mind, and then again they started panning all the different harmonies as they were stacking them, and she was singing them through into half notes and whole notes. That was cool. Yeah, definitely 80s vibe here. Yeah, it has a little disco-y thing too, but for me this is very, they're just taking from the 80s. The melody right now, it's pretty a small range until those moments where she's starting to create those vocal stack, but it is catchy, it's groovy. The rhythm is really what's carrying the song here. claps. Piano comes back in. I'm a big fan of piano. They just come in for a moment or two, which kind of this is what it's doing. It came in on the intro and it's back here on this kind of breakdown, building it back up. Loving the bass, real thick and has some kind of 80s thing with a nice sub frequency there, and it's just pushing the momentum there, especially when the drums drop at that moment. Right where I paused, the kick drum was starting to do 4 on the floor. So let's keep going. Ooh, that was good. I love that, how everything, boom, dropped, big drum fill. The snare was, it was kind of a layered snare. It had a little mixture of a real live drum, kind of dry 70s drum, but also probably like a drum machine thing. Let's take a moment here to look at the Wikipedia page on this and see what it says. It says, Mayhem is a studio album by American singer Lady Gaga. It was released on March 7, 2025. Through Streamline and Interscope Records. During the creation of the album, Gaga collaborated with producers such as Andrew Watt, 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one, 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒, resulting in an album that has a chaotic blur of genres, ranging from synth pop, disco, industrial pop, rock, and dance pop. Well, that's pretty obvious right there. This track is a very synth pop disco track, but it also has elements of industrial, some rock and dance pop. I would think 𝐑𝐄𝐒 was more, her second single was more dance pop. The album was recorded at Rick Rubin's studio Shangri-La in Malibu, California. The album was preceded by the release of 2 singles. Its lead single, Disease, was released on October 25th, 2024. I haven't heard that one yet. Drop in the comments, let me know if you want me to do a blind reaction to that one. I did, however, like I mentioned, made a video on 𝐑𝐄𝐒, a blind reaction video, which again is on my channel. I'll put a card here, link in the description. Go watch that. It's been doing really well. It's got a handful of likes. 𝐑𝐄𝐒 followed as the second single on February 3rd, 2025, peaking in the top 5 on the Billboard Global 200 and on the top 20 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Mayhem also includes the Bruno Mars collaboration Die With A Smile, which won the Grammy for Best Pop Duo Group Performance at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. Cool, let's listen to the rest of it. I like that. A little bit of a chorus there. Pretty catchy. Post-chorus comes up and she's doing kind of some vocalese there with the I like that. And again, the groove just, it's really what is propelling the song and it's keeping it together. Her voice sounds obviously strong as ever. She's an amazing singer. Let's keep going. I like that delay throw there, Vanish Into You. That was cool. I love the mix on this and the mastering, I should say. They both are contributing to just kind of a warm feel. Sometimes synth pop and industrial can have more harsh edges to it, but this has a warmth to it, which kind of evocative of the 80s, at least a subgenre of the 80s. Reminds me of the warmth of those songs you heard on 80s movies. So yeah. Oh, there was that guitar again. Ding, ding, digga, digga, ding, ding, digga, digga. That was cool. The piano's there as well. I love how they're just blending all those instruments and they come in, they come out, they're weaving, creating little moments. This is acting kind of like a pre-chorus, or some might call it a B-section or a refrain, but it's acting like a pre-chorus, building it up, and I love how they just drop out the instruments. There's a moment about to happen, and then it pushes her voice forward, and they're doing things with her voice where she sounds like she's like slightly through a megaphone, distant, forward. I think that's really good use of space in the stereo field. It's just creating certain atmospheres and environments for us to be in. And it almost feels like a 360 journey. It really does. Like I'm hearing it from all different sides. That's a real cool sense to experience. Notice the drums aren't doing anything particularly special. It's disco-ish. Disco-ish. That's not even a word. It's just keeping it real simple. And then obviously right before the drop, there was that nice drum fill. It hit the snare, hit a couple of toms. The drums aren't overdoing it, but they are so important. And you miss them when they're gone. But then other instruments come in and take over, whether it's that sub bass that, with those elongated notes. Then the kick drum will come back in. That's an important use of knowing how to arrange the rhythm section. Something to keep in mind. We need melody, we need harmony, we need rhythm, we need fills, we need some kind of a pad to glue it all together. That's all really important. The electric guitar is doing something around here on the right channel, and it's kind of soloing a little bit. And it's coming. It wants to come. It wants to come, but it doesn't want to take over and trample on her lead vocal. But it's cool. I'm hearing it there. Another cool drum fill with those snare drums. They're kind of dryish, which is interesting because drums in the 80s were pretty wet in terms of the effects that they had on them. They're not totally bone dry, and at least in those moments, they're a little more dry. Again, on first listen. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. With the ding, 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 ding. The synth had a little solo there for a second, and then everything just swelled up, and there was like a bass lick. I think I'm gonna have to listen to that again, actually. Oh, that was cool. Ding, 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 ding. And they fit that into town. That was very cool what they did there. I'm going to keep listening to that over and over again off camera, but let's keep going. Love the guitar there, kind of doing a, like a 2-3 note kind of arpeggiated thing, just letting it ring out. Kind of very, it reminds me of something that the guitarist from U2 would do, the Edge. That's definitely something he would do in a moment like that. I'm in a picture by my bedside. It was cold. Love this for the breakdown. All the synth stuff and all that production just kind of gets mixed down. It's just her and the piano. It kind of has a honky-tonky kind of feel. They're pushing up, a couple of mid-frequencies there in 1K, 2K to make the piano really pop out. And her voice is a little bit more in your face, a little drier, less wet effects. So you're really just pulled in. Love that. The palm muted electric guitars. I think they're wide, but they're coming, they're building up, and the drums building up on the tom-toms and the kick. Very, very typical 80s and 70s and 60s even kind of build up to get back into the last section of the song. All right, cool. Obviously, it's signaling that it's heading home. What she's doing with the vocals, she's giving us the Vanish Into You melody, but then a little bit of like counterpoint, counter melodies coming through. She's overdubbing herself as the rhythm keeps pulsating. Nice. That was a nice choice to end with the piano there. Yeah, that definitely deserves another listen, which again, I'll do off camera, but I encourage you to do also off camera. I wish that they had done a little bit more with that coda. It had some room to add a little bit more ear candy moments. They added some of those at the beginning of the song. It would have been great to hear a few more, but I guess they wanted to feature more her vocals, but the production was obviously top notch. I loved the tone color of the mix and the master. Again, it has some warmth to it. It's got power. It's got punch as well. Love that they're using a lot of organic instruments, piano, the drums, which again, feel like it's a layered drums. Some drum machine drums with maybe a real drum set as well. They kind of went for some dry drum fills. That was cool. Obviously, there's going to be synths and stuff like this, big synths, and I'm sure there's a lot of layered synths. I'd have to really go in there and deconstruct it. But overall, yeah, cool, catchy melody. I like the concept of Vanish Into You. I'd have to sit down with the lyrics, but yeah, maybe it's something I will do in a separate video. If you want me to do it, I might be encouraged to do it. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this song. What's your reaction to it? If you're a Gaga fan, if you're the casual Gaga fan, a hardcore Gaga fan. Before you go, you should definitely subscribe. Hit my face, not this one, but the one above. And then you can catch my blind reaction to Gaga's video, Abracadabra, right over here. And again, I'm Jeron Music. I'll see you next time.